Some young people vape for curiosity or a bit of fun. For others, there may be more going on. We've designed Vape Check as a brief intervention tool for young people who are regularly using unregulated vapes. It's not intended to be used with someone who has a prescription for liquid nicotine to quit smoking tobacco. Nor was it intended to be given to a young person as a worksheet to complete on their own. The aim of Vape Check is to facilitate a conversation between a worker and a young person about their vaping. I'm now going to provide some tips on how to use this tool. Throughout the tool, you'll notice these boxes with speech bubbles. They're intended as conversation starters and points for education. Not all of these need to be addressed if it's not relevant. Section 1 starts by asking the young person about their frequency of tobacco smoking and vaping. Dependence can occur from either vaping or tobacco smoking, and it's important to understand if there's a relationship between the two. This first section will also identify if the young person vapes infrequently. If the young person says they've vaped once or twice only, Vape Check is not the appropriate tool for them. In this case, providing some conversational, non-judgmental education may be more suitable. For a young person who reports vaping regularly, we move to Section 2. This is an adapted nicotine dependence assessment. Answering yes to any of these questions suggests a level of nicotine dependence. We would encourage this to be as conversational as possible and use it as an opportunity to help the young person develop insight into the impacts of nicotine dependence. You may notice in the tool we've used the word addiction rather than dependence, which is usually the preferred terminology. This is because there is some research that suggests the word addiction is more easily understood by young people. Over the page, Section 3 starts by exploring money spent on vaping. Working this out can be motivating for some people to cut back or quit. However, you can skip these questions if the young person doesn't purchase their own vapes. We then move on to a decisional balance activity, a pros and cons list. The "What do you like about vaping" column can help us and the young person to understand the function or benefit they're getting from vaping. For example, if they tell us vaping helps them relax when they're feeling stressed, we may want to consider alternative stress reduction strategies to meet this need. The not so good things column helps to identify reasons to make a change. Some young people might need help coming up with ideas in this section. It's okay to help if they're stuck, but ask permission and try not to be leading. It's more meaningful when people come up with their own reasons. Section 4 starts with a simple scale to assess how worried a young person is about their vaping. Then it goes on to ask what the young person wants to do about their vaping, and they're given 3 options. Where a young person doesn't want to cut back or quit, you would skip straight to Section 6. We'll look at this more in a moment. For those who do want to cut back or quit vaping, we ask how confident they are in making these changes. This then leads on to Section 5, I want to cut back or quit. Worker input should be limited on this page and ideas should be offered with permission and as suggestions only. It starts by getting clear on the goal. Then, highlighting the reasons for making a change. And who are the people who could support the young person to achieve their goal? You might be included on this list. The young person is then prompted to think about obstacles that might get in the way. The next box is pulling everything together and coming up with strategies to reach their goal. The young person should come up with their own strategies here, what they think will work for them. If they need some help, you could suggest that they think about how to use their support people or come up with plans to deal with some of the obstacles that they've identified. There are some common helpful ideas below if needed, and a suggestion to speak with a GP or quitline if nicotine replacement therapy is an option they'd like to find out more about. Section 6 includes harm reduction strategies suitable for any young person who is vaping. Harm reduction strategies are about safety because some young people will continue to vape. The harm reduction strategies provided in Vape Check are not exhaustive. We've made another short video on this topic where you can learn more about these strategies in detail. Vape Check comes to a close by prompting the young person to think about their next steps. This might also be to set up a follow-up appointment. This is highly recommended if the young person has created a plan around quitting or cutting back. Ideally, this would be soon, so you can check in on the young person's progress, provide additional support, encouragement, or help to make changes to the plan if required. Or it could be a referral to someone else, like a GP, other health professional, or Quitline. Quitline offers support to young people who vape and want to quit. It's a confidential service where the young person can receive support and discuss nicotine replacement therapy if this is appropriate. The aim of this tool is for workers to feel more confident in having a conversation with a young person who vapes regularly. We know some young people will be motivated to make changes now, while other young people won't be ready yet. This is okay. The important thing is that by conducting this intervention, we use the opportunity to build rapport and show that we can support the young person without judgment, and when they're ready, invite them to come back. Vape Check should be completed in addition to a holistic assessment, which can identify other issues, risks, or safety concerns that might be impacting the young person. To access a written guide on using Vape Check or for more general information on vaping, visit our website.